I've been a little MIA because we have been on a whirlwind trip to South Carolina last minute. Had quite the adventure with the airlines at American Airlines. Basically getting to Portland super early and having them load everybody in their luggage to then unload everyone in their luggage and then reload them again, causing massive delays and a missed connection. But we were able to fix everything by flying into a different airport, which happened to be a 2-hour drive, so we had to rent a car. We asked the gate agent if our bags would make it onto the plane. They had over an hour to load them. Bags didn't arrive, so we had to go to Target last minute, drive 2 hours, get some food, see our hosts, which have been super gracious. They've been so lovely to be with, but definitely needed to rest. And today we're going on a little adventure into Greenville to see what we find thrifting and just meet up and see the sights and taste the tastes. So I'm super excited to see what we find today and just wanted to bring you along on this adventure because it's been quite the adventure. Hey you guys, we are back from a very spontaneous last minute work trip that my partner had to go on that I was like, can I come along too? Very fortunate to be able to go to South Carolina during one of the most festive times of year. It was a real treat to see all of those incredible homes decked out with all their lights and decoration, and they just do it up real big in the South. So we ended up having kind of a rough flight in, as I mentioned earlier. And on the way back, we're blessed with just getting completely through security and having no issues with any of the flights on the way home, thank goodness. I will say, I never tire of stuffing thrifted items into my carry-on and having that pulled every time by TSA. This round, I had an amazing little pot that I'll get to show you, pulled aside, and the gentleman there was like, ma'am, you can't pack a cast iron skillet in your bag. And I said, sir, it's made of pottery. It's clay, it's breakable. So thank goodness I didn't have to toss it, I didn't have to send it in the mail, and everything came home, nothing broken, everything looking fantastic. We didn't lose our bags or anything this round. So very thankful for that. And I'm excited to show you all that we found in South Carolina. We had been in South Carolina for 4 days. We had quite a bit to do in the beginning, but I had some time to wander off on Friday and a little bit on Saturday to go in the outer wings of Greenville to see what I could find via the thrift shops. They have quite a few out there that are pretty common, some of them called Miracle Thrift. I'm sure some of you have heard of them. And a couple antique malls that are very well known that I absolutely enjoyed going and exploring. One of them happened to be closed early, which I was really bummed. I tried calling the owner. I was like, hey, are you there? No one answered. Lights were out. They weren't supposed to be closed until 6. It was like 4:30. So I was really bummed because they had a giant brass unicorn in the window. But I'm excited to show everyone what I found. A lot of them will be up on our Etsy site. And first dibs, of course, you can have on our Instagram stories. But we have a little bit of festive and a little bit of like everyday. And I'm excited to show you what we found. Y'all know how obsessed I am with boxes in general. Boxes for my sunglasses, my entryway, my office, anything that I can store my little knickknacks in. is perfect, especially when it looks like very stylish and put together. So I found this awesome box, very rustic looking, but it has those like carved detailing on the top. It doesn't have the maker's mark, but it does open into these little compartments on both sides so that you can store your jewelry, you could store your office supplies, you could store your hobby materials, just about anything in this little box. And of course I had to snag it and take it home with me. The holidays are quickly approaching. We're already in holiday season, so I will try to get these up as fast as possible. But I do have these awesome brass candlestick holders with the little holly leaves. I do love the festive little tiny brass candlestick holders as they make such amazing table setting pieces and just everyday decor. But I thought that these would be great, and I will be posting these as soon as possible. And please do follow us in stories on Instagram, because you will get first dibs on these if you are interested as well. Now, the East Coast and the South are kind of known for apples and orchards and all those kinds of things. So I did see kind of a theme around apples and just apples being on like plates and other things. And I found this really cool silver flashed basket in the shape of an apple, which I see these quite frequently, but in kind of an oval or a round shape. So to see one shaped like an apple was pretty cute and pretty spot on for the area. And I think it was $5 at the Red Ribbon Thrift, so I had to take this home as well. But look at the cute little top on it. I thought that was really fun. And the bottom, you can see a little bit of the oxidation because again, it is like silver, actually silver flashed. So pretty cool piece, and this will also be up on our Etsy site. One of the antique malls had a giant selection of industrial-based decor, and the gentleman there does supply it kind of like we do for retailers, which I thought was pretty cool. But he had this giant wood boat filled with these really amazing, heavily patinaed from like all the saltwater, seawater, clam baskets from Maine. Is what he was telling me, and they were in these different colors, like a rustic kind of white color, as you can see, and then also this green color. And they have a flat bottom. They're really nice size, but I thought these are super decorative, and I got at least 2 of each color. Tried to figure out kind of the best ones that weren't broken apart and also matched really nicely. But these will be up on our Etsy shop, but I thought this was super unique, and I did a little bit of research. They're not as common to find in this size, so you can find them in larger sizes, but these little petite sizes I thought would be perfect for like hanging in your house, for a fruit basket, or holding some other little things, or just decorative detailings around your home. You could probably put a clear coating over the top just to keep the patina from rubbing off if you wanted to store towels or something else inside that could potentially transfer the color off. So there is that option as well, but we want to keep everything in its original form so you have the choice to kind of use it as you would. The other types of items you know I'm obsessed with are trays and stools. Can't go wrong with plant stands, trays, or stools. So this particular one, I had to take home this bamboo rattan tray, just so happened to have the legs as well, so you can open it up and use it for that breakfast in bed or reading in bed or whatever you'd like to use it for, or even like elevate your plants on a shelf. So this was a cool piece that packed down really well and traveled nicely in my bag. So it was an easy yes to pick up and take with me. We have this little plant stand tray stool type thing. I love the handles on it. It's made of mahogany. It was locally made, and I just love the detail and the heftiness of this, and I love that it has the little guardrail so you could put little things on top and they won't fly right off of the side. But anyway, we love this piece, and I had to bring this home. It will also be a part of our Etsy collection. Now, ceramic is hard to find here and there. You have to be really picky because I have a lot of ceramic dishes and a lot of mugs. I'm kind of obsessed with those as well. But being in South Carolina, I was told a lot about the Copper Mountain Hills, and I happened to find a hand-spun mug with the really beautiful kind of like east-south vibe. And this one was made by Wild Hair Pottery. I will be looking it up, but I love the size of it. It's like big enough for a giant cup of tea or coffee to go. And I like the simplicity of the blue and white and the fact that it actually is labeled with one of the locations from where we were currently staying. So I had to pick that up, obviously, from the thrift store Red Ribbon. So that was one of the finds there. And the second being this pot that was confused as a cast iron skillet in my bag. But I love the blue color. It has some interesting maker's mark on the bottom. A little bit of a slight little chippy in it, but nothing like structurally unsound. And the color and the little knob handle is what drew me to it. And I thought this is the cutest thing. I believe it was made in Carolina, or it might be like California pottery. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of like recon on this. But again, a great little piece, and this will be up on our Etsy site as well as soon as we can get it up. But you do get first dibs if you go on Instagram stories and ask us with your zip code, and we will provide you a quote on shipping that to you as well.